Hare Krishna dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. So we are reading from the book The Path of Perfection by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Let's continue from where we had left yesterday. Chapter 6, Perception of the Supersoul. Prashanta manasam hai enam yoginam sukham uttamam upaiti shanta rajasam brahma bhutam akalmasam. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me verily attains the highest perfection of transcendental happiness. He is beyond the mode of passion. He realizes his qualitative identity with the Supreme, and thus he is freed from all reactions to past deeds. Bhagavad Gita 6.27. Yujan evam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmasha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. Thus, the self-controlled yogi constantly engaged in the yoga practice becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 6.28. So here is the perfection. The yogi whose mind is fixed on me. Since Krishna is speaking, the me refers to Krishna. If I am speaking and saying, "Give me a glass of water," I do not intend that the water be supplied to someone else. We must therefore clearly understand that since Bhagavad Gita is being spoken by Sri Krishna, when he says "unto me," he means unto Krishna. Unfortunately, there are many commentators who deviate from these clear instructions. I don't know why their motives are no doubt nefarious. Sarvabhutastam atmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized man sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. Bhagavad Gita 6.29. Sarvabhutastam atmanam. A true yogi observes me in all beings. How is this possible? Some people say that all beings are Krishna and that therefore there is no point in worshipping Krishna separately. Consequently, such people take to humanitarian activities claiming that such work is better. They say, why should Krishna be worshipped? Krishna says that one should see Krishna in every being. Let us therefore serve Daridra Narayan, the man in the street. Such misinterpreters do not know the proper techniques which have to be learned under a bona fide spiritual master. A true yogi, as explained before, is the devotee of Krishna, and the most advanced devotee goes forth to preach Krishna consciousness. Why? Because he sees Krishna in all beings. How is this? Because he sees that all beings are part and parcel of Krishna. He also understands that since these beings have forgotten Krishna, it is his duty to awaken them to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes missionaries go forth to educate primitive, uneducated people just because they see that they are human beings and so deserve to be educated in order to understand the value of life. This is due to the missionary's sympathy. The devotee is similarly motivated. He understands that everyone should know himself to be part and parcel of Krishna. The devotee understands that people are suffering due to their forgetfulness of Krishna. Thus the devotee sees Krishna in everything. He is not under the illusion that everything has become Krishna. Rather, he sees every living being as the son of God. If I say that this boy is the son of Mr. Johnson, do I mean that this boy is Mr. Johnson himself? I may say Mr. Johnson in this body because this boy is his son, but the distinction remains. If I see every living being as the son of Krishna, I see Krishna in every being. This should not be difficult to understand. It is neither an association nor a vision, but a fact. When a devotee sees a cat or a dog, he sees Krishna in him. He knows that a cat, for instance, is a living being and that due to his past deeds, he has received the body of a cat. This is due to his forgetfulness. The devotee helps the cat by giving it some Krishna prasad so that someday the cat will come to Krishna consciousness. This is seeing Krishna in the cat. The devotee does not think, oh, here is Krishna, let me embrace this cat and serve this cat as God. Such thinking is nonsensical. If one sees a tiger, he does not say, oh, here is Krishna, come on, please eat me. The devotee does not embrace all beings as Krishna, but rather sympathizes with every living being because he sees all beings as part and parcel of Krishna. In this way, the true yogi observes me in all beings. This is real vision. Whatever is done in Krishna consciousness, knowingly or unknowingly, will have its effect. Children who bow down or try to vibrate Krishna's names or clap during kirtan are actually accumulating so much in their bank account of Krishna consciousness. Fire will act whether one is a child or an adult. If a child touches fire, the fire will burn. The fire does not say, oh, I will not burn him. He is a child and does not know. No, the fire will always act as fire. Similarly, Krishna is the Supreme Spirit, and if a child partakes in Krishna consciousness, he will be affected. Krishna will act whether the child knows or does not know. Every living being should be given a chance to partake of Krishna consciousness because Krishna is there and will act. Therefore, everyone is being invited to come and take prasad because this prasad will someday take effect. We should be careful not to make the mistake of thinking that everyone is Krishna. Rather, we should see Krishna in everyone. Krishna is all-pervading. Why is he to be seen only in human beings? As stated in the Brahma Samhita, he is also present within an atom. Anantarasta paramanu chayantarastam. The word paramanu means atom, and we should understand that Krishna is present within every atom. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. How does the yogi see every being in me? This is possible because the true yogi knows that everything that we see is Krishna. We are sitting on this floor or on this carpet, but in actuality, we are sitting on Krishna. We should know this is to be a fact. How is this carpet Krishna? It is Krishna because it is made of Krishna's energy. The Supreme Lord has various energies, of which there are three primary divisions: material energy, spiritual energy, and marginal energy. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. We living entities are marginal energy. The material world is material energy, and the spiritual world is spiritual energy. We are marginal energy in the sense that we can be either spiritually or materially situated. There is no third alternative. Either we become materialistic or spiritualistic. As long as we are in the material world, we are seated on the material energy, and therefore we are situated in Krishna, because Krishna's energy is not separate from Krishna. A flame contains both heat and illumination, two energies. Neither the heat nor the illumination are separate from the flame. Therefore, in one sense, heat is fire and illumination is fire, but they can be distinguished. Similarly, this material energy is also Krishna, and although we are thinking that we are sitting on this floor, we are actually sitting on Krishna. Therefore, it is stated, the self-realized man sees me everywhere. Seeing Krishna everywhere means seeing every living being as well as everything else in relationship to Krishna. In the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita 7.8, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna how he can be seen in various manifestations. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabda ke paurusham nushu. O son of Kunti, Arjuna, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am sound in ether and ability in man. Water is drunk by all living entities and is needed by birds, beasts, and man. It is not only used for drinking, but for washing and for cultivating plants as well. A soldier on the battlefield can understand how important water is. When fighting, soldiers become thirsty, and if they have no water, they die. Once a person has learned the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita, whenever he drinks water, he sees Krishna. And when does the day pass when we do not drink water? This is the way of Krishna consciousness. I am the light of the sun and the moon. So whether in the day or the night, we see either sunshine or moonshine. How then we can forget Krishna? This then is the way of perfect yoga. We have to see Krishna everywhere and at all times. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pashyati. Tasya aham na pranashyami, sa cha me na pranashyati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. Bhagavad Gita 6.30. This is Sada Tad Bhava Bhavita. Always remembering Krishna. If we practice living in this way, we never lose Krishna and are never lost to Krishna. And at the time of death, we are therefore sure to go to Krishna. If we are not lost to Krishna, where can we go but to Krishna? In the 9th chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Bhagavad Gita 9.31. Simply don't lose sight of Krishna. That is the perfection of life. We can forget everything else, but we should never forget Krishna. If we can remember Krishna, we are the richest of man, even though people may see us as very poor. Although Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami were learned scholars and very opulent ministers, they adopted the poor life of mendicants. In his Shrishad Goswami Ashtaka, verse 4, Srinivas Acharya thus describes the 6 Goswamis. Tyaktva turnam ashesha mandala patishrenim sada tuchchavat bhutva dina ganeshako karunaya kaupina kantashrito gopi bhava rasamritabdhi lahari kalola magno muhur vande rupa sanatano raghu yugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatan Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, Shri Jiva Goswami and Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who cast off all aristocratic association as insignificant. To deliver poor, conditioned souls, they accepted lion clothes and became mendicants, but they were always merged in the ecstatic ocean of the gopis. Gopis' love for Krishna, and they were always bathing repeatedly in the waves of that ocean. The words Kaupina Kanthashrito indicate that the Goswamis were simply wearing underwear and lion cloth and nothing else. In other words, they accepted the poorest way of life as mendicants. Generally, if one is habituated to living according to a high standard, he cannot immediately lower his standard. If a rich man accepts such a poor condition, he cannot live. But the Goswamis lived very happily. How was this possible? Gopi bhava rasamritabdhi lahari kalola magno muhur vande rupa sanatana raghu yugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. They were actually rich because they were constantly dipping themselves in the ocean of loving affairs of the gopis. If one simply thinks of the gopis' love for Krishna, one is not lost. There are many ways not to lose sight of Krishna. If we do not lose sight of Krishna, then we will not be lost. A person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Lord Krishna everywhere, and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance, he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is the manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness. How does the devotee know that everything is the manifestation of Krishna's energy? First of all, a Krishna conscious person is a philosopher. If he sees a tree, he thinks, what is this tree? He then sees that the tree has a material body, just as he has a material body, and that the tree is also a living entity. But due to the tree's past mistakes, he has obtained such an abominable body that he cannot even move. The tree's body is material energy, and the devotee automatically questions, whose energy? Krishna's energy. Therefore, the tree is connected to Krishna. Being a living entity, the tree is part and parcel of Krishna. In this way, the Krishna conscious person does not see the tree, but sees Krishna present. That is Krishna consciousness, You don't see the tree, you see Krishna. That is the perfection of yoga, and that is also samadhi. Thank you very much. Let's conclude here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.